We'll have a big time today. You know, much of the work accomplished by this organization is done by its volunteer members. Some members' contributions are of such magnitude that they warrant special recognition. The first award of excellence is for the Hospitality Club Volunteer of the Year. The Hospitality Club receives requests from members for assistance with open houses, groundbreakings, grand openings, and ribbon cuttings. This year, there were there were about 95 Hospitality Club events. The member we're going to honor today was at 65 of them, giving him the moniker of the face of the chamber, I think. And what a pleasure it is to congratulate and ask to join me Mr. Marvin Kruger as Hospitality Club Volunteer of the Year. The next award for excellence is for the Chamber's top resource campaign producer. You should know that the annual resource campaign has been lauded nationally as a best practice among chambers and indeed accounts for about 25% of our annual operating budget. This year's recipient is a six-time, got to be some kind of record, six-time overall top producer and has generated total contributions in excess of $1.5 million for the Chamber. So join me in welcoming to the stage the Resource Campaign top producer, Ms. Linda Wingo of Ms. Helen's Private School. The recipient of our next award of excellence exemplifies the meaning of exceeding expectations, and this past year played a vital role in the success of the Chamber's annual resource campaign. 2013, he served as chair of that campaign, and in doing so was credited with raising in excess of $3.6 million in cash and in-kind contributions, surpassing the previous year's record of $3.5 million. So, Mr. Dave Coleman, would you join me here on the stage? Dave said he had a 32-minute speech, and we said we'd listen to it later. Our next award of excellence serves to recognize the contributions of a member of the executive committee of the board. I've had the good fortune of working with this gentleman on a number of projects, and in that time, I've just found him to be a very talented and capable guy. He served as vice chair of the Chamber's Governmental Affairs Committee, as well, and prior to that, vice chair of community development. always prefacing his comments with, "in my humble but correct opinion." This award recipient embodies the type of volunteerism sought by the Chamber. So, Mr. Jeff Dunn, would you please welcome me here on the join me here on the stage? This year's fifth and final Award of Excellence goes to a volunteer who served in numerous volunteer roles advocating for the betterment of the region. Served as a leader for Tulsa's young professionals, during which time he grew TIPRO's board leadership program. He has served on the Chamber's Executive Committee since 2009, actively supporting the Chamber's annual resource campaign, attending numerous advocacy meetings in D.C., Oklahoma City, and certainly locally, and as well as has attended, I think, all three that I'm aware of, the Chamber's intercity visits. He served as the inaugural chair of the Mosaic program, transforming it into a progressive program of work focused on making the business case for diversity in the greater Tulsa region. So it gives me great pleasure to announce Mr. Shane Fernandez as this year's final Award of Excellence recipient. Now I'd like to recognize the recipient of this year's Chairman's Award. Since 1992, the board chair has presented this award to volunteers who have demonstrated outstanding commitment and dedication to a project or a program having the potential to better the region. While his accomplishments are many, one area of work that will have a lasting impact on the strategic direction of the Chamber and on the region were his efforts on the Regional Visioning Task Force. Please help honor this year's Chairman's Award honoree, my friend, Dr. Jerry Clancy, Chair of the Regional Vision Task Force, past Chamber of the Chair, and President of the University of Oklahoma, Tulsa. Finally, and this is something we don't do every year, we'd like to acknowledge the efforts of someone known to certainly many of you in this room. He has championed volunteerism and corporate citizenship for more than 40 years, leading one of Tulsa's most successful companies. In addition to serving as past chair of the Chamber Board, he has served as chairman and co-founder of the Oklahoma Business and Education Coalition, chair of the Tulsa Stadium Trust, Tulsa Community Foundation Board of Trustees, and director of the Oklahoma Business Roundtable. The Tulsa Regional Chamber is pleased to present the 2013 Lifetime Achievement Award to Mr. Stan Liebarger. Regrettably, Regrettably, Stan could not join us today, but we arranged this video where he offered these remarks. So if you'll look at the screen.
Tulsa gets better because people take action in their own way to make the community stronger. And we've had the good fortune of having a very good company with a lot of talented people, and we're able to do a lot of things to help our community move in a positive direction. It's certainly a team effort to build and do what we've accomplished. So thank you.
Thank you.
You know, as occurs with any volunteer leadership responsibility, there's a certain relief when that responsibility ends. And I can say that I end my term happily, knowing that the Chamber will be ably led by Mr. Wade Edmondson. I want to thank the Chamber staff, Mike over here to my right, Matt, LaToya, Jessica, Cayenne, Nick, and particularly Nancy Carter in the Finance Division, who undertook some big tasks this year. And all of the others, thank you for your many hours of work, for your commitment to the task, and for all you've done to assure success. To the members of my staff who are out here in the middle at a couple of three tables, know I am grateful to each of you for helping me in this role this past year. I'm fortunate to be supported by the unflagging integrity, the heartfelt compassion, and unsurpassed excellence of the people at all levels of this remarkable organization. You know, in life, you're frequently defined less by who you are and more by the person next to you. And for the past 45 years, my wife, Kathy, has always been at my side, not only in this endeavor, but in all that I've attempted, and for that, I'm extraordinarily grateful. So thank you, darling. I love you a bunch. Thank you. I would also like to acknowledge and thank the trustees and board of directors of the St. Francis Health System and the William K. Warren Foundation, represented today by John Kelly Warren and Bill Lissaw. And I will tell you that without the approbation and support of these two men and the rest of the board and the trustees, I could not have undertaken this task. Over the past year, I believe the Chamber has played a major role in the success we've enjoyed as a region. As has been the Chamber's custom each year, they develop a video to commemorate many of these accomplishments. So at this time, I would ask you to turn your attention to the screens for a look back at what we did achieve. As the video portrayed, Tulsa is a city whose heritage, prosperity, and destiny has been shaped by committed leadership, a generous spirit, and a unique self-reliance that has served it well. Tulsa's destiny, however, cannot and will not be achieved unto itself. Its success, rather, will be as dependent upon the gains and accomplishments made by its neighboring communities. You've heard me say before that cities and regions are powerful networks, and it is these networks, when working together, achieve real and permanent good. Fostering the sort of regional economic prosperity aspired to by the Board of the Chamber demands self-examination, an openness to change, and a realization that to become a truly regional economy, our objectives, ideals, and strategies must be anchored around a common vision. You've all likely heard that adage that where there is no vision, the people perish. Perhaps the same can be said of communities and regions. 2 months ago, under Jerry Clancy's leadership, the Regional Task Force unveiled its proposed regional vision. It represents the culmination of work initiated by Becky Frank, Jerry Clancy, and their peers, all of whom believed in the benefits of an authentic regional vision and regional collaboration. While it's not yet been officially endorsed, it is a statement that has as its fundamental goal the intent of establishing structures to enable our region to be economically strong and better equipped to develop, recruit, retain, and mentor highly motivated young and creative talent. If we, as a region, are to achieve this proposed vision, we must embrace and respect the unique attributes of our towns, cities, and people. While recognizing those attributes, we must likewise be compelled as leaders to establish a unifying platform upon which our municipal, commercial, and individual ambitions are shaped and achieved. You know, Wade, it occurs to me that it was in January of last year. I think I'd been on the job about 20 minutes, maybe 2 days. Certainly not very long when we announced that Verizon was going to add about 1,500 jobs here in Tulsa County. Last month, we announced Macy's plan to open a 1.3 million square foot distribution center just outside of Owasso that will employ as many as 2,500 full or part-time folks. The way, I'm not trying to set the bar too high, but you know, if you look at my timepiece, it's time for you to get to work. Seriously, these are not Tulsa jobs, nor are they Owasso jobs. These are jobs whose regional economic impact has yet to be realized, but will, without exception, be jobs whose economic impact extends throughout the region to all the businesses represented in this room and throughout the region. I think both initiatives are indicative of Tulsa's promise as a region, both likewise the result of the leadership of the Chamber's board and staff and its membership commitment to growing Oklahoma's economy. This last fall, passage of the Improve Our Tulsa propositions were certainly a step in the right direction. The compromise between the city and the county, urged by the Chamber Board and carried forward by Mayor Bartlett, members of the City Council, and the Tulsa County Commissioners, were instrumental in its passage, as was the openness of the process and the acknowledgement on the part of the city leaders that public safety needs, infrastructure improvement, and economic development are shared responsibilities of both the city and the county. Of the many initiatives administered by the Chamber, few are as ably executed as the One Voice agenda. And indeed, as chair, I got to say, it is one of the most impressive initiatives that I've ever witnessed in various posts that I've occupied. Endorsed by some 61 communities this past year, the Chamber's One Voice agenda is evidence of what can be achieved when business, education, and government convene to articulate in a clear, concise, cogent way their respective needs and positions on public policy matters. Last year, two of our major initiatives were increasing state funding to common education and the expansion of Medicaid. Regarding education, I said last year that it's time we start paying for the results we want. Happily, some gains were made in the areas of common education and to some degree in health care. That said, not all that we had hoped to achieve was realized. And in part, and personally, I think, because politics trumped sound public policy. However you may feel regarding health care reform, and however problematic funding of common education may be in this state, I would say to each of you that the values that we hold dear in this community must compel us as leaders, as citizens, and as a region to care for the lives of those we may never meet. Helen Keller said that until the great mass of the people are filled with a sense of responsibility for each other's welfare, social justice can never be attained. The destiny we all desire for Tulsa and for this region is within reach. Its result ought not be doubtful. President Lincoln said, "Wise counsels may accelerate our prominence, or mistakes may delay it, but sooner or later our victory is sure to come." If we as a chamber are resolute, act with discipline and purpose, and in collaboration with our neighbors, and in doing so, remain true to the vision that is being put forward, our success is certain. So let me take this moment to thank each of you again for the opportunity to serve. I trust that in my service you have found some things worthy. As for the rest, I know you will find ways to improve in the future. Finally, thank you for the pleasure of your company. Peace. Let me introduce you to your new chair and the real reason we're here today. If you read Jim Langdon's Tulsa People, there was an article on the man that we're going to honor and celebrate here. Wade grew up in Perry, Oklahoma. His daddy was a veterinarian and someone I suspect he learned a good deal from. Over the course of Wade's 37-year banking career, his accomplishments have been impressive. Today, he serves as the CEO of Commerce Bank's Oklahoma market. Prior to his time with Commerce, Wade worked for Summit Bank, was the CEO there, Bank of Oklahoma, Bank 4, and First Tulsa. Currently serves on the boards of the Tulsa Regional Chamber and the American Red Cross, the Advisory Board for Youth Services of Tulsa, and most recently served as a co-chair of the Salvation Army's Benefit Dinner. Wade received his undergraduate and graduate degrees from Oklahoma State University, has 2 children, and is joined today by his lovely wife, Charlotte. Join me in welcoming to the podium the 2014 chairman of the Tulsa Regional Chamber and someone I consider to be one of the good guys, Mr. Wade Edmondson.
Thank you, Jake, and thank all of you for being here today. Jake, if you'll stand right over there, I'm going to say some nice things about you.
All right.
On behalf of the Tulsa Regional Chamber Board, the staff, people in this room, and people across our region, I want to thank you for your hard work during 2013. You made a significant difference. You showed strong leadership, and we're the better for it. On a personal note, I want to say I truly have enjoyed getting to know you better, and I consider you a good man. So, please, Jake, accept on the behalf of the Tulsa Regional Chamber Board a memento in thanks for your hard work during 2013. Applause, please. Jake.
Thank you. Thank you.
We got enough? No? No, we need more? Okay. All right, thanks a lot. Well, before addressing you today, I'd like to introduce you to some very important people to me, with the first being my wife of 33 years, Charlotte. Charlotte, oh, thank you, thank you. I appreciate your love and your support and your advice over the years. Charlotte and I have with us today our daughter, Erin. Erin is a 22-year-old junior at Northeastern State University. She drove all the way from Tahlequah playing hooky so she could be here with us today, and I very much appreciate her being here. So, Erin, would you please stand and be recognized? Also, I want to say how fortunate I am to have the opportunity to work with such a professional staff of people who I also considered my friends, my Commerce Bank associates. Thank you, thank each of you for allowing me to be able to do this job with your support, and thank you for very ably running the bank. And also, we have an outstanding board that we are so proud of, and I want to thank the board for enabling me to do this, and also for your guidance and your support. So, would my Commerce Bank associates and board members present here today please stand and be recognized? Thank you. This year as chair enables me to pay forward some of the good fortune people in this room have given not only to me, but to my family and my associates. Because of the favorable business climate in our region, 12 years ago, we were able to start a bank, grow it, and provide careers for many people. Now the potential exists for me to play a small part in working with others to continue to grow opportunity in our region. This is the chance to work with Mike Neal and Matt Pavarnik and an outstanding staff and board of a chamber who recently won the Oklahoma Quality Award, which is a step toward the Malcolm Baldrige Award. And many of you may not realize this, but this chamber has been voted the best chamber in America. Your chamber, the best chamber in America 3 years out of the last decade, which is a phenomenal thing to have. Yeah, give yourselves a hand. It's a phenomenal award. I have the opportunity to work shoulder to shoulder with municipal and civic leaders of Tulsa and our partner cities and organizations in this region, along with elected officials statewide and nationally. What a great opportunity. To me, 2014 is a year for transformation. First, though, let me set the table for you so you can see how we reached this point. In recent years, the Tulsa Regional Chamber has annually organized elected officials, chamber leaders, and private industry leaders throughout our region to travel to other cities that have successfully experienced varying degrees of transformation. From Louisville to Pittsburgh to Portland, cities are taking the reins and deciding for themselves what their future will look like. The study of these other communities has provided a roadmap to our past chamber chairs, many of who you met just a little bit earlier, who in turn have led us to many positive changes. For example, starting in 2003, we recognized the need to plan regionally for economic development and find a way to fund economic development efforts to compete on a global scale. Thus, the Tulsa's Future program was born. Now we are in Tulsa's Future 2, a second 5-year program. This program now boasts more than 145 partners and is steadily approaching the goal of adding more than 15,000 jobs in our community. More than 6,000 new jobs were announced in 2013 alone. The recent Macy's announcement, to which Jake alluded to a little earlier, is a vivid example of the results of this regional approach to economic development. Tulsa's Future doesn't succeed in a vacuum because these regional partners work annually to pursue pro-business legislation that support the goals of the Tulsa's Future program. In 2006, the Tulsa Regional One Voice Legislative Initiative was born. With only 5 endorsements initially, the program has grown to a collaborative record of 61 endorsements, as Jake mentioned earlier. Each year, this is a tedious process in which regional representatives from municipal, educational, chamber, economic, development, and industry gather to discuss, debate, and then vote on what we want to accomplish at the state and federal legislature. It is now truly the business voice for Northeast Oklahoma at the state capitol and in Washington, D.C., because we speak in unison. I ask each of you to check out the 2014 One Voice legislative initiatives, where, by the way, you'll find education funding at the top of the list. Seeing the success in the One Voice process spawned the idea of combining the economic development efforts of all communities in Northeast Oklahoma. The concept of economic development compacts was born, and it signaled a key turning point in the regional collaboration when Broken Arrow, Bixby, Jenks, Owasso, Sapulpa, and Sand Springs chambers all joined together with Tulsa. We agreed on certain standards and practices in attracting and retaining businesses, above all, showing strengths in numbers and collaboration. During that same time frame, the Chamber's flagship program, Mosaic, made the community call for businesses to recognize the value that a diverse and inclusive workforce brings to a company's culture, reputation, and its bottom line. Later, the Chamber led the Envision Summit to imagine the future possibilities in areas surrounding regional branding, economic development, and visioning. This was an outstanding event in which more than 600 people packed the fairgrounds to discuss these topics and brainstorm on how best to take the first step toward these future milestones. The results of that summit are really what led to the efforts during Jake's chairmanship, in which task forces met throughout 2013, identifying ideas and strategies for our region's brand and its vision, which I'm going to talk about here in a bit. Other chamber initiatives include the Small Business Council, working daily to ensure needs of small businesses are met. This is vital, as small businesses in our region have an estimated payroll of $1.4 billion. Examples of the work of this council include the Small Business Connection, legislative advocacy, special promotions, and CEO roundtables of trust. I'm thrilled to have one of Tulsa's most recognized small business champions, Carrie Baker, at the helm of the council in 2014. I know she and her team of council volunteers will accomplish great things. Of course, one of the greatest bullhorns sounding Tulsa's praise throughout the country is Tulsa's young professionals. TIPRO's programs like Street Cred and Bring It to Tulsa are leading exciting changes in our region. Ray Hoyt and the Visit Tulsa and Tulsa Sports Commission teams work with hoteliers and entertainment sites throughout the region that serve as key venues in marketing the area for conventions, meeting space, and world-class concerts and events. Entities like the Gilcrease Museum, ORU Mabee Center, and Route 66, which is one of our most untapped resources, and the Oklahoma Aquarium in Jenks are hotspots for visitors from around the region and country. The Cherokee, Muskogee Creek, and Osage Nation have created entertainment meccas in the community, attracting thousands of visitors monthly and investing millions in tourism efforts. These critical partnerships enable Visit Tulsa to attract additional high-impact events, bringing more dollars back into our regional economy. I cannot emphasize enough how the work of Visit Tulsa is guiding the region to a new legacy of attracting the best entertainment, recreational, dining, and cultural offerings, leaving citizens and visitors alike with a lasting impression. It is my hope that 2014 will finally see Visit Tulsa's financial resources rise to meet its competitive set in cities in the Southwest and the South and the Midwest. We must realize these gains I've outlined did not happen overnight, nor can the triumphs be attributed to any one person or group. Rather, our progress today is the result of a sustained momentum and commitment through targeted changes championed and implemented by multiple parties to bring about transformation. We have witnessed growing momentum championed by our community, led by many of you in this room today. Each of these critical groundbreaking programs I've mentioned have spurred growth in jobs by attracting new employers and expanding jobs with existing employers. And while that is rewarding in and of itself, we must recognize this fact. Cities and regions cannot expect to offer just a job and residents will follow, and more importantly, stay. All of us know that baby boomers are daily leaving the workforce in droves. These retirees take with them a wealth of knowledge and skills that cannot be replaced in a day. This calls for a sea change in the manner in which we approach economic development and attraction of talent. It is critical that our top industries like aerospace, energy, healthcare, and the financial services sector are able to attract the top talent in our region, and it's just as important to small businesses as well. We've definitely planted the seeds this past decade in our pursuit toward economic development success within a global competitive environment. We've achieved great milestones in our community through the work of many of you in this room today.
Over the past decade, our community's growth has been strong. We've come together to accomplish great things. We've been named the best place to live in the United States by Relocate America and the most affordable city by Apartment Guide. We're the top city for young entrepreneurs, according to Forbes magazine. And global investment publication FDI includes the Tulsa region on its new list of American Cities of the Future. Why all of the attention? Everyone is figuring out what we already know. We have excellent quality of life factors, great people, great industries, and we have a charged momentum. Vision 2025 was a catalyst for creating synergy throughout the region, including raising downtown as one of the nation's preeminent business and entertainment districts. Voter investments in transformative projects like the BOK Center and One Oakfield have returned tremendous dividends to the community. Suburban success is also critical to Tulsa because it leverages industry concentrations, workforce, and infrastructure. Collaboration strengthens the region's position to compete for jobs, people, and capital investment. The leaders of chambers of commerce in the Tulsa region have embraced regionalism as the key to competing effectively with mega regions across the country. The regional compacts are a step in the right direction for our economy and have already begun to have a positive impact on our quality of life.
So, where do we go from here? In 2014, I will work to see that our future transformation is driven by action plans implemented across 4 critical areas: downtown development, river development, regional branding, and regional vision. First, let's look at downtown development. With nearly $1 billion in recently constructed and planned investment in the past 5 years alone, downtown Tulsa is truly on the upswing. Just listen to this. There are currently 370 recently constructed residential units in downtown, with nearly 500 planned or under construction. We have more than 100 restaurants and bars within the interdispersal loop, 28 of which have just opened in the past 2 years. AHA and Philbrook museums are new cultural venues, and they complement long-standing downtown offerings at the Performing Arts Center, such as the Tulsa Ballet, Opera, and Symphony. First Friday Art Crawl and food trucks at the Guthrie Green provide fun family entertainment. Familiar music venues like the historic Cain's Ballroom and the Brady Theater are now joined by so many other additions to Tulsa's thriving music scene. Downtown success is crucial to the success of our region. Our vision of attracting young talent is fruitless without recognizing the important role a vibrant core plays in rounding out the full economic and quality of life in Northeast Oklahoma. We must continue supporting initiatives that sustain the current momentum of our region's core. Historic tax credits are critical tools for entrepreneurs and developers working to refurbish treasured buildings downtown. The current successful entertainment, cultural, and restaurant offerings are strengthened by a thriving residential market downtown. Public policies that make affordable housing in downtown a continued reality must be supported and strengthened. However, these wonderful venues, developments, and entertainment options are nothing if downtown is not perceived to be welcoming and attractive. We must have excellent streets, sidewalks, landscaping, gateways, and public spaces because they are a source of public pride and they demonstrate our civic commitment to potential investors who are locating businesses and future employees. We will continue to partner with the City and Downtown Coordinating Council to ensure necessary improvements are initiated and expeditiously completed. So in line with the strategic plan, the Chamber will prioritize in 2014 initiatives that will continue to foster the development of downtown Tulsa as the perfect place to live, work, and play. Now, let's talk about the river. River development has been a key component of the Chamber's strategic plan for many years. The Arkansas River is our #1 regional asset, with the potential of well-planned recreational, commercial, retail, and eventual residential development, creating a popular public place while providing a regional economic impact. There has never been more momentum to making water in the river a reality. The private sector is already ahead of the game in celebrating and promoting this resource. The initial expansion of River Parks Trails by the George Kaiser Family Foundation, Quick Trip's $3 million investment in the fun-filled River Park at 41st Street, and now the George Kaiser Family Foundation's $338 million investment in the Gathering Place all will change the face of our community for generations to come. Likewise, the Creek Nation has joined the assembly of committed financial investment along the river with the planned Margaritaville at River Spirit Casino, a $335 million investment, including 800 new jobs, which will be an incredible addition to the already successful entertainment options for residents and visitors alike throughout our community. Attractive quality of life amenities like the private development occurring along Riverside Drive is what will attract talent to our region. At the same time, there is energy among our public officials. I commend Councilor G.T. Bynum for leading the effort with his colleagues at the Tulsa City Council to create a new task force focused on taking steps to get water in the river. At our Pittsburgh intercity visit last October, a riverboat tour inspired us all, where elected officials, chamber, and business leaders from across the region committed to do whatever they could to support this effort. The Chamber, our members, and regional partners look forward to working side by side with the Tulsa City Council, Mayor Bartlett, and other stakeholders through this process. Whether your community directly overlooks the river or is 10 miles from its popular trails, you and your fellow residents benefit from this gem. This cornerstone step will never occur unless, as a region, we stand together united to make it happen. Tulsa and our surrounding partner cities, we can make this happen. So today, I'm making the call to each of you to support the initiatives that will ultimately be proposed by the task force so we can put water in the river. Now, on to my final 2 areas of priority. Another area of strong focus in our transformation must be our collective view of ourselves, our brand. Who are we? How do we describe ourselves to someone who's never been here? How do we want others to describe us? We cannot begin to attract young and skilled talent to our region unless we have a story to tell them in a strong collective message of identity. For the greater part of 2013, Shane Fernandez led a group of 80-plus professionals from a variety of disciplines undertaking the tremendous process of researching and planning steps toward identifying a community brand. Out of this work, the Tulsa Regional Brand Council has been formed, patterned after the New York City Ad Council. Our council will utilize talented people in the Tulsa regional communications community to plan and execute the storytelling and media distribution for the brand position. While the Chamber is driving this initiative, it is all of our responsibility to support it, financially and most importantly, through embracing it in our own marketing materials. Efforts were made in 2013 and will continue to be made in 2014 to include broad representation throughout our region in the creation of the brand. This year, the Brand Council will complete and present creative concepts to every regional partner within our region and interested parties in this room today. Funding sources must be identified, and it's our goal that the brand launch will occur in the latter part of 2014. This brand will belong to all of us and will be adaptable to each of our communities and businesses across the region. I ask each of you today to commit to embracing the brand through your own marketing materials as you recruit talent and engage in B2B marketing inside and outside our community. My 4th area of focus is to highlight the importance of finalizing during 2014 the work of Dr. Jerry Clancy and his task force in creating a regional vision. It is my belief that this will be the guiding light for regional economic development, and once we all collectively agree and embrace, only then can we proceed with integrating long-term plans to realize this vision. This shared vision is critical to ensure our communities are all moving in the same direction as it pertains to vital economic development initiatives and programs. As it is currently drafted, this visioning effort, as mentioned by Jake earlier, is to do all we can to attract and retain young talent as our future workforce and community leadership. Hence, why our quality of life opportunities like river development, downtown development, and regional branding are so important. Even now, we are experiencing shortages in prepared workforce. Thankfully, engaged business owners like Larry Mocha are working daily with the public school system to encourage students in skilled careers. Larry, like others, thoroughly understands the talent challenge, and that is talent must be better trained, better prepared, and better equipped. We must look to a new demographic to keep businesses vibrant and keep our communities growing by developing, attracting, and retaining talent to power our future economy. This skilled young talent expect a set of community environments that fully allow them to fully utilize their talents, as well as provide them with ample entertainment and recreational opportunities. If we are successful at attracting and retaining young, highly motivated talent, they will attract young talent, settle across our region, raise their families with the highest quality of life available, and spur on additional direct and indirect jobs. This same environment will also attract skilled workers of other generations to live and work here, raising their families and adding to our local economy. Each of you in this room today will have the opportunity to weigh in on the direction of the region's vision during our Best Thinking forums that will occur this year. So please be on the lookout in Chamber Communications with the first coming early this spring. Our work in 2014 will truly be a regional effort that will guide strategic planning of many regional organizations and entities for years to come. Regional collaboration, the strength of the suburbs, and trust are crucial to addressing the areas of transformation I've mentioned today. And I believe that this collaboration and trust does in fact exist today. While the business community is strong together, this work cannot be accomplished without the leadership, support, and commitment of our policymakers. So, I would like to acknowledge right now and thank each of the elected officials in this room from every city across Northeast Oklahoma. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you for your leadership. Together, you in this room, the business community, workforce, philanthropists, and community champions can make these areas of transformation happen. There has never been more momentum than there is right now.
We have truly moved the needle in growing jobs and skilled workforce in our community. We're creating an environment where talented young people want to live, and everyone in the community benefits from high-paying jobs and a positive quality of life. And we're creating a destination people want to visit. The Tulsa regional hospitality industry provides a $1.4 billion economic impact to our region. More than 28,000 industry jobs, plus more than 13,000 indirect jobs, help strengthen the Tulsa area economy. Our rich cultural heritage has returned to downtown Tulsa. Arts enthusiasts, visitors, and citizens alike now have an array of venues in the downtown. This feeds their quest for knowledge, understanding, and appreciation of the world-class arts and cultural amenities our region offers. With a constant spirit of collaboration, community, business leaders, and residents are ready to take it to the next level. This spirit of transformation is supported by the benevolent foundations that have called Tulsa home for generations. Tulsa has a rich history in philanthropic and corporate giving, particularly in harnessing the potential in two of our crown jewels, downtown and the river. Projects like Guthrie Green, Riverside Trails, The Gathering Place, and Margaritaville at River Spirit Casino remind us of the generous spirit of our corporations, foundations, tribes, and families who are committed to seeing Tulsa grow into a more culturally vibrant city. Transformation will enable us to dream, plan, build, support, collaborate, inspire, treasure, and construct a region that will drive economic development and quality of life success. Through our transformative efforts across the region, we are creating an environment where people will want to live, visit, work, and raise families, and where everyone in the community benefits from high-paying jobs and a positive quality of life.
Our region is strong. We are resilient. We are in a new era of economic development, and with all communities across Northeast Oklahoma partnering, we can aggressively continue to recruit companies for high-paid jobs. More importantly, we can deliver the quality of life desired by young talent across the country currently looking for that special place to call home. Collaboratively focusing our efforts toward this future vision will ultimately improve Northeast Oklahoma. It will lead our communities toward becoming a super region that embraces transformation toward sustained economic prosperity for citizens across Northeast Oklahoma. In closing, I look forward with excitement to 2014 and its opportunities to make our region even greater. Thank you for your time. We are adjourned.